just an addict. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an addict. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true,
is it really true, is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. GERI PETITO taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the GERI PETITO Show on HamiltonRadio.net. So, I have a really cool show for you guys tonight, okay? I'm actually surprised at what's going to be talked about as well tonight. So, I want my guests to first introduce themselves. We'll start with this beautiful lady.
Hi, I'm Michelle COX, writer, producer, and director.
Okay. Young man.
Hi, my name is Christopher Ashe. I'm an actor.
Wow, I love that.
And I'm Ricardo Richard. I'm the creator and actor in Her People series, and I'm also actor in Miss Michelle's Marriage, Single, and Everything in Between.
This is so cool. So, are you from Trenton?
Yes.
So
I'm
tell
from
everybody.
Trenton.
Yep.
Yes, everybody. I'm from the city. I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. So shout out to Trenton.
Yep.
Hey, Trenton. Hey.
There you go. So you've done something amazing with your Hurt People series.
Yes.
And when are we going to get the Heal People part on?
Yes. I definitely would love to do
Okay.
that. I just want to get this season done and be on
right.
it.
So
Yes.
everybody, he's no stranger to my shows. He's been on all my networks, actually. He's been to Hamilton Radio a few times, and I just love him. And I wrote a poem for him a while ago, so I'm going to read it because there are new viewers, and we're going to let everybody know a little bit about him, okay? Cool, right? All right. Hurt People. Ricardo Richard is this young man's name. Hurt People is his claim to fame. These words I live by, I quote them so much when helping to heal the lives that I touch. This series is right on with everybody's pain. Being bitter and broken can sometimes lead to gain. Richard's character, Omari, a single dad who likes to drink. The two live with his mother who tries to make him think. Now, this was from the first series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Janine's role is elite. A great mom she is to him. She really tries her best, but her light will slowly dim. Braylon, who plays Chase, Omari's son, is only 6. Elite sometimes feels torn. Their relationship she tries to fix. Chase is a daddy's boy. He cries out for dad's love. Grandma cries to God for a miracle from above. Frederica's role is Summer. A broken gal she is. Rayshawn, who plays Brashear, she thought her love was his. Poor Summer lost her baby and needed him to hold. Brashear is also struggling. His faith is hot and cold. Brashear's dad's a pastor. Andre plays Pastor Jay. Like a Pharisees he preaches, which makes Brashear's faith sway. Valerie, who plays Bree, who's Summer's only friend, also betrayed her too. Her life she wanted to end. Bree's life wasn't smooth, misguided and lost as she, so in her sad defense, a true friend she couldn't be. Tiffany plays Jordana. Her shoulders made of steel. All her friends can count on her friendship being real. Sometimes the strongest people will also have heartache. Just because they're loyal doesn't mean their heart won't break. Keon plays Jordan. Archie plays Corey. The two of them are brothers, a loving connection to be. Jordan's only 11. Corey is left with the pain, losing his little brother. Heartache too hard to refrain. Her People series is a series we all should see. Bitter and broken is reality. Whether rich or poor, you ain't free. We've all been broken at times. If not, then human you ain't. But if you can grow from your pain, helping others will make you a saint. When people are mean and not nice, maybe a smile from you they might need. Lending a helping hand or bringing food to someone to feed. This life here on earth is a test. The real place is heaven or hell. Jesus said upon the cross, it is finished. Now go and tell. So my job here today is to help and lead the way. For others who may not believe, but some who came to deceive. People who have been hurt sometimes don't know how to. not only love themselves, but show love to me and you. Me and my friend named Antonia would love to be on your show. Just one episode, please. Heal people, heal people. Let's go.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, you already have your
Yes,
copy and all
yes,
that.
I still have it.
Guys, the reason I wanted to
love
read
it.
that was it was from the first series. Because I want to give everybody out there a background of what the series started at, okay, and who this young man is who started this incredible series. So this show today, we're going to talk about that as well in a new series, right, and all that. We're also going to talk about what you do, sweetheart, because I hear there's a lot to tell, and this little young actor right here, okay, adorable young actor. So why don't you talk a little bit and say what you want us to talk about? How about if we start there?
Okay.
All right.
So for the new people or anybody else out there, I would love for you guys to check out the series. It's still on YouTube. The title of the series is called Hurt People, Bitter and Broken. But if you go on YouTube, we just use the subtitle, which is just Bitter and Broken Web Series. So BITTER and Broken Web Series. We have 8 episodes, so please check it out. We have a Facebook page. It's called Hurt People, Bitter and Broken Series, and you can check us out on Instagram, Hurt People Series. So the first season, I could just tell you a little bit about what it is and bring you guys up to speed. Season 2 should be up, hopefully at the top of the year. We're looking at February, March. So season 1 is just basically broken down into 3 different characters. You have Rasan. He's like the lead character. Most of the series is seen through his eyes. He's like a people's pleaser. He wants everyone to be happy, but at the same time, he's not in the happy. Like, he doesn't know how to make himself happy. You know, he wants everyone around him. So he has his father, who's a pastor. He wants to basically. He's looking for his dad's love and acceptance. And then his girlfriend had lost the baby, so she's like, she hates God. She's mad at God. She can't get past that moment, even though it's been like 5 years. So the season actually starts off with him literally like on the bridge where he's thinking about possibly taking his life. But then he wakes up and it's a dream, you know. But it's like he's constantly living in that reality of not really truly being his authentic self, where he's like always being pulled in this direction and that direction. He also has a best friend, which is my character, Amari. He struggled with alcoholism. It was important for me to touch that because I've seen it, I've been around it. And it is a disease. And I think most of the people that watch the series, they see how funny he is, but they don't realize that he's really sick. So he has a son. And what I realize is when you're hurt, a lot of times you don't realize that the hurt that you may inflict on other people. So he's not realizing that because of his drinking, he's not really being there as much for his child. And then at the same time, his mother has to pick up his slack or whatever. So you have this mother, she's from the islands or whatever. She's came over here for them to have a better life. And he gets over here and he's just, he loses his way. And his way of dealing with hurt is through the alcoholism. That's where he feels like he get his most peace and where he's kind of free. Then you have the other character. Her name is Bree, and she's been in the system her whole life. And she's just at a point in her life where she's just like, I want to find out where I come from, what I look like, where do I get my attitude from, like who I am. She's just lost in the world, and she wants to know who she is, and so she's just on a search, to find family, to find like who she is. She's an interesting character because I feel like in season 2 you'll see a little bit of her on the successful side. You'll see her, finishing college and stuff like that. But it's like she's still hurt. She still want to know who she is. So hurt doesn't always look like you may want it to look. She's kind of together. Absolutely. Yeah. So sometimes we wear masks and sometimes we may look it good. This was a conversation I was having with my aunt yesterday. How sometimes people make their hurt look good. But doesn't mean that they're not going through. So, yeah.
I want to give a shout out to a couple people. You have Hayward Vereen. How you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. He used to work for me and run poker games. He lives in Trenton, born and raised, still there. Okay. So check this kid out, Hayward. And Australia is in the house. John Limpy from Australia is watching, okay? Hey. Australia's in the house. This is cool. Right. All right? How's that? There it is, baby. And hello to everybody out there. Hey, Big Dom. So, tell us about this young man, or do you want him to tell us? You want to tell us
Yes.
about you?
Yeah, go ahead. So I'll just introduce
yes,
you, and then you
yes.
can say. In season 1, so basically it's 2 brothers, and one of the brothers got killed by a police officer. So it's a real emotional scene. It's very, very touching. So we take, if you remember it, the little brother, one of the brothers ran.
Yep.
So we start off with the new season at that very moment. I wanted to, because a lot of people's asking me, like, whatever happened to that brother that ran?
Okay,
and
right.
so we start the season off where the 4th episode
Okay.
took place.
Okay.
So when you see the new season, you'll see the little boy running from his
Okay.
life, from the gunshots,
Okay.
from the police
Oh, I
now
can't wait.
trying to find him. So he's running for his life. So that's where the season take off, the new season. And then we find out, we go back. So we try to figure out. I'm getting chills just thank you
I
so
am
much for
too,
being
though.
here.
You know, I
I'm
am
getting
too.
chills because it's
Very.
just, this is such an amazing opportunity, and it's stories that need to be told. So the new season, we start off with the little boy. He's running. He's just witnessed his brother being murdered by a police officer in the alleyway. So he watches his brother, takes his last breaths, and his brother's calling out his name, and he has to make a decision. Do I stay with my brother and die, or do I run? And out of fear, he runs and leaves his brother. So he has a lot of guilt and a lot of pain, and it's really, really emotional. People hit me up, they cried because it's reality and it's real life, and it happens. So season 2, it picks up where the little boy now, it's literally running. He could hear his brother cry out for him. He could hear the gunshots, and he's running to save his own life. So the new season, he actually ran so much around the city where he ends up seeing his brother lifeless on the ground, and it's blood everywhere, and he has to see it, and he's like, oh my God, it's so good. Like, he's trying to wake his brother up, and he's gone. So basically what happens is, oh my, it's so emotional. The first scene is gonna have you crying. Like, it's just is really deep. I watch it and I'm like, oh my God, like it's so good. So basically what happens is, now we do a retrospect. We go back in their past, and when we go back in their past, we find out they have another brother. So they have a third brother, which is played by him, and then you see the life that they live. So it's just 3 brothers. You see Jordan, you see Corey, and then you see they have another brother, Tristan. So the older brother is like the stubborn brother. I'm going to be the father, even though he's a kid. And you have the middle brother, it's just like, he's going along with his older brother, but he sways. And you have the younger brother that's just like, we don't have to do this. So mom is
that's this young
yes.
man?
So mom, and he'll tell you his character. So basically, this is where it is. The new season, I wanted to change it around. I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in being an adult and making things happen. We don't understand that kids see everything.
Okay.
You get what I mean? So I wanted to, all the characters are coming back, but I focused it more on the teenagers, which was a stretch for me because, it was a big commitment for these 3 kids. They wanted to play. That's why I love all 3 of them, because they really, really did a good job, like all 3 of them. And Corey, which is the brother that ran, he's the lead of the season. Like, Rasan is still in it, but he's more taking the lead. So he did an amazing, amazing, amazing job. So their mother is addicted to love. So she leaves them. And you will see that in the season. You will see the mother. She wakes up one day and her man's like, let's go. And she's like, the Corey, he wakes up and he's just like, Mom, what are you doing? And he like, we got an eviction notice. We got to get out of here. And he's like, where were we going to go? You got to figure out, baby. Mommy need love. So she leaves them.
Wow.
He's more sheltered. He has a father. That kind of spend times with him.
What do you want me to just cry the entire time?
No, you'll see a little bit of hope and good things that comes out of it, but sometimes you got to go through a lot of the hurt to get to the hope and the heaven and all of that. So she leaves them, and so she leaves them, and now you have these kids now living in a world like where they're literally living on benches and abandoned buildings. It's crazy.
Wait. How old are the 3 kids?
10, 11, and 12.
Wait.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys, but I'm a mother, a grandma.
10, 11, and 12.
Who are they living with?
They're lit by themselves.
What do you... Wait. This mother said, I'm leaving you to these three little kids, not with your grandmother.
No, nobody's around.
She
so
just
it's
said, go?
I'm going. I got the number. I'll call you in a couple of days. Like, I'm going to make it look good. I'm going to make sure everything is okay. Y'all
But
in
where did
school.
she leave
I'm going
them?
to call. She had an eviction notice, and she's like, you guys have to figure it out.
No, okay.
Yeah, so you have. I don't want to say too much. You got to watch the new season.
You gotta watch
But
What is wrong with you?
I just, it happens. Sometimes women may put men over their children, and what I wanted people to understand is that love is sometimes is powerful than even drugs. Like, sometimes it's not always just drugs that could take you away from your family. It's the idea of what you think
are
love
brilliant.
is.
That's
You know,
true.
so that's a drug
You
as well.
are brilliant.
Thank God. Thank you, God. So love is a drug.
But
It
it's
really
not. But
is.
let's say one thing though. Let's make something clear here,
Yes.
because you're brilliant, number one, with this concept. But
Thank
it's
you.
not love.
Right.
The thought of that person
What you
thinking
think of
it's love, because real love is for your children.
Amen.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
right. So make that clear. But,
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But
real love.
so the distorted version of what some women or men believe is love. Let's say
Right.
that.
Right.
You are. How old are you? Tell everybody.
I'm 30, you guys.
30 is a baby.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, I'm 30.
I
And I play a
cannot
20-year-old.
wait
so.
for this
Baby.
series.
It's amazing.
When is it
you
going to be done?
guys. I'm hoping February. We're still getting through it. We got one episode to do. But we're still going through the editing process. And
We'll do it. My
so-
birthday's March 7th. I want to see it for my birthday.
Yes.
Come
yes,
on.
Yes.
So, young man.
So yes, tell them about your character. tell them
Listen, you
everything.
can't be shy here. Look, you're a movie star. Come on.
Hello.
And you can get them exclusive
Hello.
too by season
Okay.
3.
So tell everybody like about your role and give us some ideas of what you do.
One thing that I like about my role is, what I'm going to say at first, like, I'm going to have to break it down afterwards, because Little always tells me, like, not to get too comfortable.
Get a little closer to the mic, honey.
Okay. I like it because it's like we show some similarity, so it's like kind of easy to play that role. You know, like, I'm kind of like that in real life. Like, I don't like the stuff that they're doing, stealing, shoplifting, you know what I'm saying? Like, stealing from stores, pickpocketing people. You know what I'm saying? I try to stop people from doing that. I'm one of those people that might speak up for it. So it's very.
How old are you?
I'm 11.
Go ahead.
So it's very easy to play that role, but when I'm on the set, no matter how many similarities we have, I can no longer act like myself. I have to act like that character. I have to be that character instead of being myself, no matter how many similarities we have.
That's right.
What grades do you get in school? I'm just curious.
Honor roll.
I thought so.
All
I can tell
right.
by the way you're speaking, young man. I don't even talk like you, okay?
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
When the reason why it took me season 2 to even the time length, I had been wrote season 2 when season 1 was done. Chris is my cousin. I've met Chris through just family reunions. You see him, and I always thought he was a special kid. It wasn't until maybe about 2 years ago we was on a family trip, and when I met him, I just had I had to write another brother, because I'm like, it's something about you that I was like, I based the character around him, and I wanted to show them a different side of a young black kid growing up in the hood.
This is crazy.
Like, everybody isn't what it may seem like, so he's the voice of reasoning with the 3 brothers, So, and I also wanted to humanize them. Like, you will see the kids, they do steal, but it's only because they don't have parental guidance. They doesn't have anybody telling them this is wrong, and they're surviving.
Right.
You get what I mean? So I wanted all races to, when they watch this show, they like, okay, I might not understand it or agree, but I understand why these kids are doing it, because I can only imagine, and it's kids that go through it. And when we sit down and have these conversations with these kids, you have some of the kids that was on set, they were crying. They was talking about one girl, and it broke my heart. Like, the little girl was like, my dad texted me and told me he doesn't want anything to do with me, and you're old trash. And I'm like, this stuff really happens.
Yes.
And we would like have therapy, like, with these kids off a set, like, because it was real life, like the bullying, all the type of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, like, it was more powerful, I think, offset than actually sometimes doing it. So, yes.
So, all right, let's talk a little more. I'm so impressed with, number one, even your speech. okay? Let alone what's coming out of your mouth and what you're saying. So talk a little more. So when you're offset, come on,
What do you
talk
mean, like when
about
I'm
how you are
offset?
when you're offset.
Oh, when I'm offset, how do I really describe myself? I don't know how to describe when I'm offset, I act basically how I act in the show, you know what I'm saying? I don't really do too many things. I play a couple sports and I like chill out. I don't do too much.
So you said something that you are the voice of reason and that you will speak out.
Yes, I would.
Tell us about that.
I guess I was like born with a pure heart.
Go back into, yeah.
I guess I was like born with a pure heart because I never really liked crime. I never really liked doing things that were told for me to not do them. Like I never really liked doing those type of things. I was born a good person, I guess.
So when you see these things being done by your peers, you speak out?
Yeah, I try to tell them not to do it, but most of the time they don't listen.
Okay. But the one thing I want to say to you about that is you're only 11 years old and you're already doing what most 25-year-olds aren't doing yet.
Right.
So I can't imagine by the time you are 25 what kind of a character you're going to be. So God bless you, little man, because we need more like you. And I have to say that, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You're incredible.
Thank you.
All right, so I had to say that. So now, let's hear from you.
Yes, my name is Michelle Cox, and
Get that a little closer.
I am super excited. First of all, thank you for this
You're
opportunity
welcome.
to be here, and this one to my wonderful left, Richard. I wrote a play. I'm a playwright director. I've been working in the entertainment business for over 25 years. And my experience also includes the world famous.
Well, talk into the mic.
Yes, I keep turning. Okay, there's the camera.
Straight ahead.
So yes, my experience includes production, stage management, singing and performing, and one of my loves is writing. So I wrote this play. It's called Married, Single, and Everything in Between. And it started out as just some friends of mine just reading it over some pizza. And the next thing I know, I said, well, let's just try and put it up. So we did it, and I had some great friends. As a matter of fact, I think one of them is out there. Hey, Nia. Nia was one of my actresses. She's incredible. I've been trying to get her back on the team. My nephew's out there. Hey, family. So this family member to my left, Richard Ricardo, came to an audition. We had auditioned, and we were getting ready to cast, and one of our cast members said, Doris, she said, I've got somebody. So he came to the audition, and he was so young. Well, actually, he came to a rehearsal, and he looked so young. And I said, boy, he is really, I said, now, I know I'm looking like I could be your grandmother, but let's give this a shot. So he came upstairs, and he read for the part. One of the parts, like I had him read for several parts. And every time I asked him to read, he was doing stuff like, just doing this, like popping and moving. And I said, well, let's just give it a try. So I gave him a part to see what he would do with it. And I gave him the part of Henry, which is the good guy in the play, who, gets his heart broken, who's, widowed before. And he took the part and just did a phenomenal job. So with his dancing and moving, I just went ahead and gave it to him. I said, give it a shot. I'm sorry, it was Jason first. Now he's doing Henry. Yeah. Jason was the player, and he did a good job with that. And he became good friends with he's good friends with another girl in the cast in terms of the character. So everybody asked me afterwards, are those two gonna hook up? Because they got it going on, the two of them. So he's a great actor. So now he's doing Henry, which is the good guy. But the beautiful thing about the show is that we're reaching so many different genres of music. We're reaching different pockets of relationships, meaning those that are married. We're speaking to the married people. We're speaking to the singles and the in-between. So everybody that has seen the show comes up and says, well, you know, are you the in between? That's my story. I'm divorced and widowed at the same time. Or they say, well, listen, I'm married, but we're not together. So that's the in between. Or, you know what? I was married and found out that he was married to someone else. So there's a lot of in between. So, and we're reaching different age groups because the millennials are married, single, or in between. The middle-aged are married, single, and in between. And we also have the senior citizen population, which we have two characters. We have Auntie Mom and Uncle Dad. They're, 60 and up, and they are still in love. They've been married for over 50 years. They're still in love. They still got it going on. But then we find out their story, that they've been married, single, and everything in between. But they endured time and decided to stay together. So I believe in the story, and we're really, really reaching people, and we're opening up dialogue for people to talk about relationships and what that means. Because I think in today's time, it's hard for people to stay together. There are so many things that cause families to break up, relationships to break up, and there are so many options in terms of the internet to find real company and relationships. So we just encourage people to stay together, and it's a great story. It's fun, and I love working with people like Richard, who is incredibly talented. So that's how we ended up together, and so it's been a wonderful journey thus far.
So where is it? Is it out there yet? Like, tell me what's happening.
Yes, baby. We did a tour last year. Actually, this is my third year. This is my third year, my second tour of me just as a producer putting it up myself. So we have at Ashford and Simpson Sugar Bar in New York City.
Oh.
We have, that's going to be bananas. So please go to Eventbrite, get your tickets. We've got a dinner theater going on right there at the Sugar Bar on 72nd, which is interesting because everybody's like, oh, your show's going to be on Broadway. So, of course, the Sugar Bar is on 72nd and Broadway, so we're one block away. So
technically,
technically we are we're there. So to have a New York audience is really something else, and the Sugar Bar is a special place. If you've never been, say, get your tickets, you get dinner and a show. It is going to be incredible, and it's a really beautiful, intimate space. And then on the 28th of September, we are so blessed. We got booked at Hezekiah Walker's church as the Love Fellowship Tabernacle on September 28th in Bensalem, which that's going to be, we said we're going to just shut the city down.
So wait, you're doing the play there?
Yes.
Okay, because Calvary Chapel in Bensalem.
Oh, okay.
That's one of my churches.
Wow, well, we gotta connect.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
great.
Yeah, wow.
We have to connect.
Okay, cool.
Definitely, because we would love to bring it there.
You know?
Yes, that would be
Yes.
great. Mm-hmm. We have to have you come as a guest.
I would love that.
Yeah, you could be my VIP guest.
wow.
Come and see the show.
Honey,
Now, keep in mind that I open the show with just a welcome hello, and I do all that, but I do put people on the spot and have you, hey, guess who's in the house? Like what you did. So
I do.
So people that say, Miss Michelle, don't put me. I said, okay, I won't. Ladies and gentlemen. So we are so excited. We just did Maryland on June 15th. We did Father's Day weekend that Saturday. And what started out as, okay, can we really do this? Ended up being us having to bring tables in. And we had a ball. And there was a scene where poor Henry gets his heart broken, and everybody's feeling, oh, that's bad. So I had him, and it's an intimate show where you come down into the audience, and so this wonderful actor over here, he felt bad, and he came into the audience, and everybody was like, it's all right. And they're talking to him, so a lady actually reaches out to him. It's all right, baby. You're going to make it. And the audience just went bananas.
Right.
And he stayed in character. Am I telling the truth? He stayed in character the whole time. And then another lady was like, forget about that lady. Find somebody else. So it was just bananas, crazy. So it's never the same show, which I love. Mm-hmm. And as a director, your dream is to make it fun for the actors and actresses. And so I tell them, I'd rather have you do it awesome. And don't ask for permission to do things. Ask for forgiveness after you do it and make it pop. Never ask for permission. Can I try this? And
I love
listen,
that.
ask for forgiveness, because trust me, if your instinct is to do it and make it pop, the audience won't know. And and I'm not saying change the script.
No, right.
Find a new way of doing it, and then that keeps everybody on their toes. It keeps everybody fresh. It keeps everybody creating. Because, you know, as an actor, if you do this over and over, you have to find ways to make it hot for you.
Right.
And if you get the right group of actors like we have, man, it becomes an incubator of creativity and puts us on another planet, musically, creatively. And then what happens with us is that the crew gets involved. They get excited, and the crew becomes a part of the cast. And when they're bringing the lights up and when we got the music going, I mean, it becomes a symphony of creativity, and it touches the audience in a way that is just absolutely amazing. And the blessing is people have come to me and said, this was so good. What else you got? And I'm like, oh, I got a whole lot. And then what has happened is we do have our Facebook page, Married, Single, and Everything in Between. Check out our Facebook page. Same thing that you mentioned. We're on Instagram. And just Google us. And then we really want everybody to come out to the Sugar Bar. And then as a result, we've had people saying, well, I have a little niece and a cousin. She can act. She can sing. Can
That's
she be in the
beautiful,
show?
yeah, right?
And so we have people, and we come in and we say, what you got? What kind of chops? So the goal is to do it as much as we can. And so that's why this is such a great opportunity. So thank you for
you're welcome. This is so
exposure.
cool.
Yes, yes.
This
Hey,
is so
Kimberly. Oh, Sabrina, hey. That's my high school girls. Me and Sabrina started out, gosh, we went to high school together. And so Sabrina knows I've been doing this for a minute. Kim is a good friend of mine. She and I were working at Merrill Lynch together, and I was a temp at the time. It's so funny. And I was at the temp job working on scripts back then. Back in 2000, I was doing scripts back then. And they were like, can you go and do your job?
That's so funny.
So, yeah, so God is good. Yes, so
God is good.
yes,
huh?
He is.
Yep.
He is.
July
so
27th.
wonderful. July 20. Thank you. See,
Yes,
this is why
July
I love my
27th.
people.
Yeah,
July
Sugar Bar.
27th at the Sugar Bar. Everybody
Yes.
go on, log on. We're doing a 4:30 show and an 8:30 show. And listen, also make your reservation, because the Sugar Bar is very small. So we found that the Sugar Bar regulars that bought tickets know to make reservations. And they said, oh, I got my seat. So my people were coming in, you know, wanting them seats. And the Sugar Bar fans were like, oh, no, I'm a regular. I know to make reservations. So go on, get your tickets, get a reservation. And hope Hugo joins us. He's the manager of the Sugar Bar. And the beautiful part about the Sugar Bar is people ask me, well, who's Ashford and Simpson? And I tell them, Google, because they are like the king and queen of Motown. The song Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing,
Heck
and
yeah, baby.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough. That's Ashford and Simpson. And what people don't realize is that they own that restaurant. And I know that Ashford has passed away, but Valerie Simpson owns that restaurant. It's hers, and her daughters are running it. And so their connection to the New York crowd, to the entertainment industry, to the artists that just want to own their chops, that's the place. So you can be a star, you can be a person just needs a good meal, and you belong at the Sugar Bar. It's the place where artists' dreams go to dine. So we're so happy to be a part of that legacy at the Sugar Bar. And that's our home. I love it. And it's very intimate. Like you could be sitting next to someone. And, I've gone there and seen lots of famous people.
Right.
But one of the beautiful things that I love about it is everybody feels at home. Everybody's at home there. And everybody gets the VIP treatment because they treat everybody special. And that means a lot to me. And, I like for everybody to come and feel at home. And that's how we feel at our shows. We make people feel at home. Because we have a lot of single people that come to the show by themselves. They don't have a big group of friends that they hang out with. And that's the thing. We make everybody feel like, well, we're your friends. Come hang out with us. So if you don't have anybody to come to the Sugar Bar, come by yourself. Come on. Look, listen, life is so short. Come out, enjoy, have a good time, relax. That's your job. It's our job to have a happy life and enjoy each other and connect. And this is a great way to do it and get to meet your new friends that are waiting to meet you. So that's yes. So it's wonderful. And Richard is a testament to that. So yes.
I want to say something. So David Mackey is out there. He says, this is interesting. He started to watch one of the episodes. He will be binge watching them tonight.
Yes, binge
Okay?
watch.
Do it, Mackey. I'm telling you, you will
Yes,
love
I
it.
see
Okay?
David
He
Mackey.
can't figure out the order, though. Of course.
Yes.
Okay.
When you go to, one thing I say, if you go click on the Bitter and Broken icon on YouTube, because it's video, all type of videos, you could look at the description and it'll show you episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. So, yeah.
All right.
So
You
just
think
read
you
the
got
little
that?
fact.
Episode 1, episode 2,
yes.
episode 3.
Yes, and just read the little caption. Thank you.
Listen, he's going to hit me.
No.
Listen, he's going to hit me.
Thank you for your support.
He wants to go to the Sugar Bar when he comes up from Florida next. When are you coming up, Mac?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we hoping to come back to Trenton, right?
Oh, listen, we are coming back to Trenton.
So
Yes.
people could come.
Mackie, will you be in town July 27th?
Come on through.
I'm going to tell you guys what July 27th is. Talk about how good God is. So, everyone out there knows that I'm the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. And young man, the ass is
Oh.
donkey. So I drew a donkey on the book and put my face. Okay?
Wow.
So July 27th is 28 years for me that I changed my life. Okay,
Wow.
baby girl? July 27th,
Oh, my
28 years ago I
goodness.
changed my life. Gave it to God.
Wow.
Okay?
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's the night of Sugar House, right?
Listen, come on and promote your book.
So listen,
come
I'm
on
gonna
out.
work on this. I'm gonna work on this,
yeah,
okay?
that is so awesome.
right.
Wow. Won't he do it?
Yes, he
So-
does.
That's great.
It's amazing, right? God is so good. So, wow, we'll get back to you, but I want to talk to you a little bit more because you're on fire.
Thank
this
you.
is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
God
And
is good. Thank
so-
you.
What? All right, let me ask you this. We all, like, okay, I wrote my book and they were all experiences. Okay, he's shared some things with me. I mean, and look at everything he's doing with his series, right? So, if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. But if,
Oh,
you,
that's
if you
okay.
can share, what was your background? What made you want to write?
Do the story.
Okay, there
That's
you go.
so good. Thank you for asking
Yes.
that. To share personal, I am definitely speaking from a personal experience of being a single woman at my age. I am.
Go ahead.
I'm over 50.
No, wait. I want to say something about that. Everybody out there knows me, knows I'm going to say this. Listen, my boyfriend passed away. It'll be 8 years, 2 weeks before his 50th birthday.
Oh,
So what I
man.
say about ages, shout it from a rooftop, girlfriend.
Okay.
Okay?
All
Here you
right.
go. So
Listen,
come on.
because I'm on your show, this is the
There
first
it
time in
is.
history I'm saying my age.
Let's have it.
53.
53, you're a baby. I love it. Okay, so look, we love you.
53.
Come on, be
So
proud of it.
I appreciate that. That is so awesome.
be proud of
You're
it.
on fire. I knew I liked you.
I celebrate my birthday for a month now.
Whoa.
Okay? There it is.
That's it. See, I knew I liked her. When I
Okay.
first saw her, I said, I know I like her.
There you go.
So I'm one of those people that I've always dreamed of getting married. And my dad has 3 children. I'm the middle child. And growing up, everybody was like, we know Michelle's going to have a whole bunch of kids. She love kids. And we know she going to fall in love and get married. And of all of the 3 of us, I am the only one with no children. I'm the only one that has never been married. So it's that stigma of being, an old maid, and then, not to be funny, everybody can see I'm a big girl. So the stigma that comes along with that, and then the stigma that comes along with being not even in a relationship. It's been about, 13 years. So it's like, well, you okay? You all right? You straight? I'm like, yeah, I'm
That's
just.
crazy.
No,
Go
it's
ahead.
the truth.
Go ahead.
So I started writing because I found that, and then you meet people and they're in a relationship and they're dogging the person out. And I'm like, that's a good guy. Why are you dogging him out like that? But then you meet the guys sometimes and you realize that on the flip side, you're like, why are you dogging her out like that? So I started just writing, and then I've come across some beautiful married couples in my life that are together and they're making it work. And there's something to be said about companionship and coming home to somebody that's your friend, that's your ride or die, that deals with you when you don't feel well, that is there and your cheerleader in your corner, there to support you through the ups and downs. You know, what we look at is love. Oh, he's so cute. We're going out on a date. Listen, I'd rather have somebody that can put up with me when I have the flu, that's right there, that, listen, I lost my job and he's right there with open arms to help me through, and that also puts his foot down with me and says, look, you need to do this, this, and this, and wants me to be better and doesn't accept my excuses. If you find a friend in life, go through it with them. So that became, thank you for asking, that became the essence of the married, single, and everything in between, was my own desire and need to tell my story. And so people say, well, which character are you? Actually, I took snippets of myself, and they're in all of the characters.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
All of them.
Oh,
There's a
wow.
personal experience with all of them. So the beautiful part is, Richard asked me on the way here, he said, now what's your next? Oh my God, Joe Gray is watching. Joe Gray is my production manager. He is also the Set It Off man at the world famous Apollo.
Hey, Mr.
Theater.
Gray.
Yes, Joe has been, he came to shoot the show at the Sugar Bar. And
Everybody share this show.
Yes,
share it.
share
all
it,
over.
share it.
It's already in
Please.
Australia, guys.
share
Come on.
it,
Yes.
Share it.
Yes.
Joe came and he fell in love with the story and was like, look, you're onto something. You got me. You're on to something. I want to join the team. And he's been ride or die ever since. And listen, we have been through, I want to say almost 6 shows now. It's been about 6. But the beautiful part is that the behind the scenes is tight. So I don't mess around. He's a real professional stagehand, works at the Apollo, is in charge of crews. And so we don't mess around. So I believe in doing things the right way. And so we have a real team that is supporting the production, because I believe in the production value. I believe that, yes, we are, I'm an independent producer, but you can best believe. So Joe is just incredible. And hey,
Got a good
so
one
so we're doing it the right way. So what I did was, back to your point, I took snippets and put it in there. And Richard asked me today, he said, well, have you written anything? What's your next? And I said, well, I'm starting to work on, this show called Chronicles of the Side Chick. Because there is another woman in the play. She's the other woman. So people say, so does that mean you were the other woman at one point? I'm like, just keep reading the story.
I love this.
Just read.
Little
Listen.
snippets, baby.
Just show up. And I have to give a disclaimer, because when we started doing the show, people were coming up to me saying, who told you about what I've been doing? I said, I don't know. But come on, let's talk.
You crack me up.
They said, no, who told you? I said, so we have to tell people in the beginning, this is not your story. If it touches you, just look around and, go along with the crowd. And so then the men started speaking out, saying, thank you for telling my story and giving me a chance to ask for forgiveness because of what I've done. Don't shame me as a man. We've had white, we've had black, we've had Latino men speaking out, because I think men want to be heard. They want to have a voice and they want to connect with their women. So yes.
So I want to touch base on something that you said, and I want to talk about how distorted we are as a whole with our thinking, okay? So you touched base on, you want a friend. You want to come home to somebody, right, who's going to be there for you. You also touched base on you being a bigger woman, right? Okay. So we are so distorted with our thought process. I remember growing up, and I'm sure you're going to agree, there was always that boy who loved us, okay? And he was our good friend.
Yeah.
And we would say something really stupid like,
the friend guy.
we can't date because we're just such good friends.
Right.
So we never even knew love. We didn't understand it. We thought love was that feeling, that lust feeling that you get. Like, oh my gosh, that's it. That is not love.
Right.
That friend, that best friend, that's love. Right?
Yes.
But that's the truth.
It's the
we've all
truth,
found
that
ourselves
ride or
saying,
die.
Oh, no, we can't date. We're just such good friends. What are we, stupid? Because don't you want to end up, because that lust leaves, trust me, right?
Yes.
Don't you want to end up with your best friend?
Your bestie.
And young man, I'm telling you this, I'm saying this for you to hear as well, because that's what love is. It's that best friend. And the other thing is like our size. when people say things about people's sizes, that's another distortment we have. Okay, we look at the outside and think, oh no, because of this, or oh no, because of that, oh no, because of this, right? You're too short, your color, you're this, right? Whatever it is, it's all insanity. I love this video. It's been all around Facebook, and it's two, three, four little kids, and they put them in a classroom, and they all start hugging, and they're dancing, and they're playing, and they're all different colors. Okay, they don't know that they're, because there's not supposed to be anything different. We teach this crap. Okay, so I love everything that you just said. Size should not matter at all. It's what's in here, the heart. Okay, so you know I would love to have a movement start where we're teaching, like the no bullying, right? All this kind of stuff. How about what love really is?
Ooh.
Right? Think about that.
That's a
what
good
love
one.
really is.
That's a good one.
To
And we
teach
need
our
that.
children and our grandchildren really what love is.
I love that. I
Right?
think that I think as a whole, not only does our country need that movement, but our world today
That's right, the
needs
world.
that movement of,
You know?
making sure that we know that and understand so that the next generation can understand. Because right now they're not getting of what real love is, and no one is modeling it for them. So I think that's
Right?
great. That is awesome.
So when are we going to start that, young man? What love
It
really
sounds amazing. It really do. It sounds
is.
amazing.
So now let's get back to you.
Yes.
Wait. I have a question for you. Do you have a love interest? At 11?
Next question.
Okay, next question. All right, next question.
And look, David says, right on, Jerry.
Okay, there you go. So let's bring it back to you.
Yes.
So come on, let's talk. Tell everybody out there anything you want them to know about what's happening with you, where you're going, what's going on, your role in this. I mean, what role do you have in this, by the way?
I play Henry in the play, and like she's saying, it's just a guy who's just I feel like I have, like, when you were saying the bits and pieces, I feel like with the Jason or with the Henry, you can find pieces of who you are in each role, I feel like. And with the Henry character, I totally understand, like, what he's going through and him wanting love. I've been there, and just how he's been betrayed, by his best friend. It's just, I'll be having so many questions, like, when I'm reading the script, like, did he know, or did the best friend know? But, you got to watch the play. I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
I don't want to say too much because I'm starting to get into it, and I'm about to start saying too much. And I want you guys to come out and watch the show, so. But it's really, really good. It's a good testament. And just to talk about the different layers of relationships and, like, with the best friends and, husband and wife and the older generation. And
But I have a question
it's a
for you.
good thing.
So when you perform, okay, in hers,
Yeah.
do you change it up a little bit like we were talking about before? Do you?
Yeah, I think with the Mari character, like, it's more emotional, it's more deep. You get what I mean? I think with Henry, he has those elements or those moments, but I think it is a little emotional, but I think he's still having fun. He's still dancing. He's still trying to make light, I guess, of what's going on. He's like a hopeless romantic. I think with my character, Mari, he got a lot going on. You get what I mean?
Do you throw some extra stuff in that she doesn't even know about?
I think sometimes, like, when I'm there, like, home, and I try to read over and I try to be like, oh, let me try to add a little bit comedic. I maybe just think maybe that's just who I am a little bit.
Yes.
I'm starting to realize. Because when my family came to see the show, they're like, that's you. And I'm like, it is, because sometimes my grandma always say, like, you look outwardly but not inwardly. Meaning, like, you could look at somebody else's situation and you could have an opinion, or you should do this and you should leave this guy, da da da. But when you're in the situation, you don't always take the advice that you may give, if that makes sense, So
Wait. Explain that a little bit more.
So when I was saying about you look inwardly but not outwardly, meaning, say if you're in a situation, whatever kind of situation it is, how, like, you could just be giving your girlfriend, like, some advice, like, it don't matter what it is, like, say if it's like a bad relationship or just a job they need to leave or just anything, you could say, this is what you need to do, these are the steps, and a person could be in the same exact scenario and don't take the advice that
Yeah, but
they're
not, you're talking to the wrong person, because listen, any advice that I give,
Yeah.
I take, I do,
Right,
I've
right,
done.
right.
Believe me.
Yeah.
So I'm
No, I'm
not
saying
as
in
nice,
general.
No, but I'm not as nice as you, because you're so sweet. He would be like, so Jerry, you should really try and do this, maybe, When I talk to him, I'm like, listen, you have to do it this way. This is the right way. You know that's the right way.
Right. And I need that. Sometimes you need that stern stuff, tough love. But yeah, so I was telling her on the way here, like, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Because for a long time I really wasn't as happy, especially doing the 9 to 5. I always wanted to do the arts. That's what I love about Chris, is because when I met Chris, it was something about him, maybe that reminded me of who I was when I was younger. So I just wanted to give him an opportunity to explore who he is, because I tell him, in church they was using this thing and it's called being a misfit. Like, you're meant to stand out. You don't gotta fit in. So I tell him all the time, like, even when the brothers, they spent so much time getting to know each other. Like, they really, to be diplomatic, like, or offset, they fight like brothers. You get what I mean? So sometimes I have to tell him, like, you don't have to fit in. You get what I mean? You could just be yourself. You don't gotta, if a person don't accept you for you, then kick rocks, you feel me?
Kick
and
rocks,
keep going.
baby.
You get what I mean? Like, so I tell him,
shoes on.
stand out, because it's so easy. And I just remember growing up, being different, knew I was different, peer pressure, and just wanting to fit in. And I tell him, you don't got it. Like, you stand out because you're special. God made you special for a reason, So when you don't have anybody, sometimes navigating that for you, or just a positive person in your life telling you, that's what the whole series is about with these kids, just not having, you got these kids and they're like growing up and they're being an adults way before their time. You get what I mean? Like,
Well, they think they're adults.
They think they're
Yeah.
adults.
Or they're pushed into a horrendous situation
Yes.
that they have to try and become an adult.
Absolutely, which leads to, of course,
Yes.
the little boy getting gunned down by
Right.
the cops and all of
Oh,
that.
wow.
And it's a lot, and this
You know,
season 2 is.
But I want to
good.
say something. I want to touch on something he just said, and I want you to hear this as well, okay? And I want everybody out there listening. So this is for young people, all right? I never fit in when I was younger on purpose. See, I made a point of not fitting in. I'm an artist, I'm not into, like, I'm a Pisces, but I'm not into all that astrology. But my sign is me. The two fish swimming, good fish and a bad fish swimming in the opposite directions. That's me. All right? Listen, God knows, he made me. Listen, God made me. But I was an artist, and I always, a strict Italian family, you have to do things. Get out of here, my poor family, I drove them crazy. So, but here's the thing. This young man right here, look at what's happened to him. Now, he wanted to fit in so badly growing up, but now look, everyone that maybe, bullied you, or maybe, they are all very jealous right now.
Right.
Of-
Haters.
Of who you
got
are
some
and who you
haters.
become. And you
Yes.
think about this too, because everyone that does bully, they're being bullied probably at home,
That's
and that's
right.
sad, right? But here's the thing. When people bully others, for the most part, unless, God forbid, you were disabled, and that's just very sad if somebody could bully somebody like that. But I'm talking about the normal teenagers, you're in school, and you're too smart, you're on the honors, okay? They're going to bully you about that. Whatever it is, right? They're jealous,
Right.
okay? So you don't know who this person is, but Mae West, she was an old timer, okay? And I quote her all the time. She has always said this, and I love this. I'd rather be looked over than overlooked. Okay? And that is my favorite, because listen,
That's a good one.
when people talk about you, they're keeping your spirit alive. And the people that talk bad about you, the people that really know you, already know that that's not true.
Yes.
So I don't
Can you
even
say
worry.
that again?
So-
Please say that
Okay,
again.
when people talk bad about you, all right, they're keeping you alive. Okay, they're keeping you famous. They're keeping your name out there. The people that know you, they won't believe that garbage anyway.
Right.
And the people that know them already know that's what they do, and they don't really hold credit to it.
Right.
Okay, so I never worry about bad stuff people say about me. I don't care.
Right.
Okay, so they keep you alive. So always be yourself. Okay, and
Yes,
don't
please.
think you being on the honor roll, now you're an actor. People are not going to be saying, embrace it and love it and say yes, another one. Okay, kiddo?
Yes.
Right? It's
yes.
true.
You
Right.
want to tell them the little exclusive, or you want me to tell you?
Ooh, let
Well,
him.
what
third
exclusive
one?
you
Ooh,
talking
let
about?
him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Wait, which one
About
you
the
talking
third season, season 3.
about? Oh, season
Let's
3.
hear the exclusive.
Um,
Get close to the mic, kiddo.
in season 3, I don't really know like what direction to go with this, but in season 3, I actually take the lead in season 3, and in season 2, I'm like, you know how I'm the voice of reasoning and everything.
Mm-hmm.
In season 3, it's like a mood change.
Oh.
Look into the camera.
Okay.
Tell them that. Come on, tell them it's a mood change.
In season 2, I'm the nice little brother. You know what I'm saying? The voice of reasoning, telling them not to do everything they're doing. And then in season 3, there's a sudden mood change.
Dun,
All right,
dun,
but
dun,
in
dun.
season 4, he's going to go back to the voice of reason, I hope.
right.
Yeah.
So he basically it was a traumatic situation that
Okay.
transpired. So you'll get to see,
That's
sometimes
awesome.
traumatic things change you for the better or the worse. So
Yeah.
You'll
You'll
get to
definitely
see
get the
you'll
chance.
get to see this sweet little kid step out of his comfort zone.
Wow.
So we're working
Great.
as we're, doing season 2. We're going straight into season 3. That way we don't take no break.
Okay.
So we're like practicing for it now, and it's just been amazing to just get him.
I need to interrupt you. There's somebody watching, Karina. Hi, sweet pea, young woman who I love. I want you to check out this series. Check out
Yes,
the first
please check
series,
it out.
Hurt People, Bitter and Broken. Incredible. And now he's almost done with season 2. Check it out, sweetheart. Miss you. So Dave Mackey had to go. He's on a call. He's also a counselor for addiction, especially for men with sexual addiction. And he is the son of a pastor, and he lives in Florida now. And he said he's going to be watching your series. Okay, guys?
Great.
So cool.
That's
All right.
awesome.
So that's cool.
Yes.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So yes, so season 3,
Yeah.
you'll see the different side, but it's a lot going on in season 2. My character's in rehab. I want to give
Oh.
people hope. If you watch the first season, at the end he decided he wanted to go to rehab. He had lost his son, so sometimes difficult or bad situations that may happen in our life sometimes could be the best thing, if that makes sense. So it was a situation that happened where his son got taken away, so it forced him to make a decision to do better. So had that situation never
When
happened,
you
he
say
probably
you lost
wouldn't.
your son, the son didn't die, guys.
Yeah, he
To
didn't
make that
die.
clear.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
he didn't die. So he has to make a decision now. Is he going to drink his life away, or he's going to get help? And he decided to get help. So you'll see
Yeah.
my character in rehab.
Yep.
Um,
I can't wait for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else a character? You will see. Oh, Curse the Brown Brothers. That's their names. The Brown Brothers story. That ad will be up soon. I just got it from the videographer, so that ad will be up on Facebook very soon. And then the mother might play a character. You'll just see her, just blaming herself and what could I have done right? And that's the problem too. Sometimes is what I realized is the scene that happened. It was so powerful, and it made me just stuff that I've been going through. Me and you talked about personally in the last couple of years. It was a scene where the mother is talking to her best friend, and she's breaking down, she's crying, and my character's like, "Mom, come get me out of rehab." You get what I'm saying? Because he's so used to his mom saving him, never having to really stand on his own 2 feet. So he's like, "Mom, come get me, come get me." She's like, "I'm coming," and then she like, "I can't." You get what I mean? Like, you got to
Yes.
do this by yourself.
Right.
So he's like screaming, and "I hate you," and and
Wow.
so she's crying and she's breaking down, and that's why it's so important to be aligned with the right spirit and the right energy and the right people. And she's basically telling her, and it touched me, as much as you love your son and he's dealing with this addiction, you can't get sober for him. And when I was reading it and I was watching it back, it just touched me because I'm such a giver. I want to help everybody. And I had to realize sometimes in life, like, my dad always tell me, you're not God. Like, you can't save everybody.
Yep.
And sometimes I have a tendency to take other people's burdens and make them my own, So it was very powerful for me, because as I realized that as much as you may want somebody to be whoever you want them to be, whether that's if they're doing drugs, or if they're doing, alcohol, or if they're just being just reckless, people sometimes have to go through their own process. You get what I'm saying? And that's just what it needs to be. So it touched me, where I was just like, wow, God, you get what I mean? Like, sometimes I write stuff and it could be a whole year later and I could be in that situation and I'm like, wow, God, like you're amazing. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, these are your words, so it touches me. Sometimes when I'll go back and watch the season, I'm just like, wow, like, so yes, I just want everybody to check it out, check the series out, and then you'll see some new faces. I was just telling her about my friend Taylor. She reached out to me on Facebook.
Yeah.
She plays her character name is Allure. She's amazing. Her character name is Allure. She's amazing. She's been in a domestic, really bad relationship. So she's been like running from state to state, and this guy's been like following her. And you'll see, like, in the opener as well, he hit her with a gun. So it's really, some of it's graphic. And she really wants to make the decision to really get out of that toxic relationship and realizes it's a pattern. So she wants to, like, get out of the pattern, interrupt the pattern. But he doesn't want her to leave her. He doesn't want to leave her. So, and that's what I was telling her. Sometimes in relationships, you'll be in relationships with people that don't want to be with you, but they don't want you to leave. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you may think that's love.
Right.
You get what I mean? Like,
She knows. She wrote the book, baby.
You may think it's love because it's like, they don't want me to go anywhere. No, it's control and it's manipulation. You get what I mean? So I think what I want people to go away with from last season and this season is, self-love is so important. And sometimes and if I want to keep it 100, I battle with it sometimes,
Wow.
Self-love is so important because I have to ask myself, like, I need to love myself where I need to be. You get what I mean? Because I'm such a giver. And sometimes I got to give that energy to myself, take care of myself, do the little things I need to do for myself. So when she says her characters is a sprinkle, I think every character in the series, a little bit is a sprinkle of who I am. I've been the people pleaser. I want everybody to be happy. I've been a person, that's been lost. I've been bitter. I've been broken. I've been hurt. I hurt other people. People didn't hurt me. So I think it's all of it. It's a little bit of me, So I'm still healing. I'm still in the process. But when people watching this series, I want it to be a non-judgment zone. I hope. I want people to be healed. I want people to have these conversations. You see in season 2, and I'm giving a little bit of a spoiler when I finish watching season 3. We start getting deep as he's going through this change and being in rehab. He's starting to talk. And he's starting to talk about his experience with his father. Father's not around. So he didn't realize as he's getting to know he's asking his mom, like, what happened to my father? And he realized his father was never there. And then he realized it's like a genetic thing. His father drunk a lot. So you sees that. And it was such a scene. It was so emotional to do the scene because it was like, he just wanted that relationship with his mom and his dad.
I have to comment on something before I forget. So 2 things you said.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about love, and we're going to talk about, you just said it's a genetic thing, and he drank as his father did. There's this incredible thing going around on Facebook. I actually took a screenshot of it, and I saved it, and I sent it to people. And it 2 young boys, not young like you, teenagers, whatever, 19, whatever. Anyway, they're twin brothers. One is an alcoholic and one is not. So someone asks them, says to the first brother, why are you an alcoholic? He said, because my dad was and I watched him. And they said to the other brother, twin brother, why aren't you an alcoholic? He said, because my dad was and I watched him.
Wow.
So the point is, genetics sometimes doesn't have anything to do with it because we still have to make those decisions.
Yeah.
And I don't know what makes one child decide this and one decide this, but it's amazing, right? 2 twin brothers and they both, right, decided. Now, love, let's talk about that for a minute. So why can't we love ourselves, right? So you know my slogan, KYW, especially to the ladies, and I say that for a reason. KYW, know your worth. Okay? Don't allow anyone to take that from you. And listen to me, young man, this is for young people too, okay? So, I have a lot of friends, and they're the first ones to say, oh, wow, this is so great what you did. Your book is so awesome, or that's so great, or this is so great. But they won't say that about themselves. So why don't we say that about ourselves, right? Why are we okay with saying, wow, I love your series. Wow, that sounds so great. You're amazing, right? Why can't we say that about ourselves? We were taught another irrational thought that it's being egotistical and, right, all that crap. That's crap. Because that's what's broken us. So we need to be able to say, we are great, we are good, we love ourselves. Because until that happens, we can't help anybody.
Right.
So I tell everybody out there, look in the mirror. If God created you, if you believe in God, right, and God created you, you're doing a disservice to him as well by not loving who he created.
Wow.
Okay, guys?
That's beautiful.
So I'm just saying that. And if you don't believe in God, that's okay. Look in the mirror and know you're worth it. Because if you could put that out there for someone else, you need to be able to put it out there for you.
Here, here.
Okay, guys? And that's important. I just wanted to share that.
So true. And I wanted to add on to something you said about the two brothers.
Yes.
I think, and what I had to ask myself is, even when I was thinking about the three brothers, right? And how he's the voice of reasoning, right?
Yes.
What I realized is that you can have three brothers, you can have people living in the same household, and all turn out different because everybody have different experiences. Because I used to ask myself, well, how can everybody be raised?
Yes, so it's
and they
not
be
genetic,
different?
it's experience.
It's experience.
There you
For
go.
me, I think, I grew up, some of my brothers was in gangs and all of that, and I was like the one kid that stood out. So I think that my experience is different because, I remember being in the 6th or 7th grade, and I was in the choir, and I got exposed to that. Or when I was in the 9th grade, I met this beautiful lady, this teacher, shout out to Miss Brown, who told me about God and the love of Jesus and stuff like that. So I realized it's those people, those special people, like even with Michelle right now being in my life, it's bigger than the play.
That's
You
right.
get what I'm saying? It's
That's
the
right.
relationships that's being
That's right.
created.
Amen to that,
You get what I
baby.
mean? So it's like
Here,
God got a
here.
bigger
Yeah.
purpose,
Yes.
So it's just meeting those key people in your
That's right.
life it's all connected.
Right.
So I just think that everybody have different experiences, and that's why certain things, people are different because of their experiences. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's always about choice at the end of the day. He could take this opportunity now, and I tell him I want him to go further. You get what I'm saying? Because I believe he has it. He sings, I try to tell him I want you to start writing, because he'd be like, I wrote this little poem for the, and I'm like, yeah, let's go, like do it, do it, like, and it's just so important. The encouragement, those positive affirmations. The lady that I know, and she's been through a lot. She lost her son; he got murdered, and then she lost her dad right after. So she said she's like in a depression state. So I try to reach out to her. I love you, because you know why? Sometimes love isn't always going to come in the way you think it should come.
Right.
Sometimes, because you may,
That's
and
right.
I think about this, and it's me growing up, and I love my mother and my father. I was raised by my dad. So for me growing up, I grew up low self-esteem, thinking my mom didn't care about me, didn't love me. I just grew up like really isolated, very quiet, and because I felt like I was just like my parent don't love me. Me and my mom have a better relationship now. I love you, Mom. But look, I only hear calling me cussing me out. So, but at the end of the
I'll slap him for you, Mom.
But at the end of the day, we have a better relationship. But what I had to realize that love is not always going to come the way you want it to come. When love comes, you got to receive it, or you should embrace the love.
That's right,
Because
baby.
me meeting this lady in 9th grade, she was loving on me. She was like a surrogate mother to me. You get what I'm saying? Like God, when I look at my life sometimes, I know I couldn't have got as far as I am now without the grace of God. You get what I'm saying?
Get it.
Me even
God
having my
is
friend,
good.
then had me losing a friend. That was an altering, traumatic experience for me. And I could have been a martyr. I could have lost my mind because it was just so much that happened. that weekend, me seeing my best friend who I was like, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Like we were just talking like
Right.
you thinking you're gonna have this life with this person and then one day just
They're
die all of a
gone,
sudden.
I
It's just
know.
it's still a process for me. So I could have really was like, I'm gonna really be an Amari. But I took that pain and I did something with it and I'm just hoping that it'll really bless somebody that's out there. So I just wanna tell people that's out there, you gotta do the work. You get what I'm saying? You work on you just like you get up and you gotta do 9 to 5, just like you charge your battery for your phone, you have to charge yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And you gotta do the work on yourself. So self-love and all of that stuff is the work. That's why I love watching Ayana. Like, she really gets on these people and it's about doing that work on yourself.
Right.
So
You gotta do the work.
And so I'm glad that he mentioned that about the whole mother, because we talked about the relationship. So what happened when I met Richard was I didn't know his relationship with his mom, but it certainly, for me, the moment that I met him, I connected with him. I don't have any kids, but I connected with him as my son for some reason. And I just wanted him like close, and I was like, oh, that's like, and it was so weird. And I had to tell him, I don't know why, but I have this connection with you as my son. Like, I feel like you're really my son. And so I'm glad we're Facebook friends because I watch his stuff. And then when he comes in to rehearsal, I'm like, how you doing? How's it going? I feel like his mom, which is weird. Like you're talking about the connection. I realize it is bigger than the show because I want to look after him as an artist. I want to kind of like get him around the right mentors and really give him an opportunity because I believe he's super, super, super talented. And this industry does really nasty things to people. And it could really hurt you and end up having you where you're talking about abusing people, go on and abuse. And the entertainment industry is famous for that. So I'm like, wow, this is a good person. I really want him to get connected to the right people and have a chance. Go ahead.
So, okay, we're coming to the end of the show, guys. Just want to share that. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to have you all introduce yourselves again for people that have just tuned in. Tell them who you are and what you're in, what you do. You do the same and when your shows are going to be. And then you do the same and then I'll close. Okay,
Wonderful.
sweetheart? Go ahead.
My name is Christopher Ashe, and I'm an actor for the Hurt People, Bitter, and Broken web series.
I'm Michelle Cox, and I am the director, producer, and writer of Married, Single, and Everything in Between. We're going to be in New York on July 27 at the Sugar Bar. Get your tickets for 2 shows, 4:30 and 8:30, and then in September on the 28th, we're going to be at Love Fellowship Tabernacle with the Bishop Hezekiah Walker's church, and it's going to be fantastic. So thank you.
Yes, and I'm Ricardo Richard, and I'm the creator and the writer and the actor in the YouTube series Hurt People, Bitter, and Broken. Please, everybody, again, go to YouTube right now and type in Bitter and Broken web series. Guys can watch all 8 episodes, and you guys can get to know the cast. We have some behind-the-scenes stuff on there, so you guys can get to know us and our story. Also, check us out on Facebook, Hurt People, Bitter, and Broken, the series. That's a lot of interviews, just pictures, behind-the-scenes stuff, and Instagram, Hurt People series. And also, again, check us out on Marriage, Single, and Everything in Between, July 27th. September 28th, we'll be in Ben Salem.
Yes. Eventbrite. Tickets are on Eventbrite. I meant to say that. Oh, hey, Lola and Debbie.
And we're hoping to come to Trenton very, very soon. And hopefully we'll be in Atlanta next year.
Ooh, that's, yes. No, we will be in Atlanta
we will
next
be in
year.
Atlanta next
and
year.
Dallas, Texas. We got a tour planned for Dallas, Atlanta. So we are like, God is doing, we got to do it big.
Yes.
So,
watch out, Tyler Perry.
I want to say thank you to my incredible guests, number 1. I want to say thank you to all my listeners and all my viewers, number 2. I want to give a shout out to Friendlies in Robbinsville, guys. Cruise nights every Thursday for the entire summer.
Ooh,
okay.
I love that.
Yep. So it's all old cars, and it's really awesome. And I'm not a car person, and I got to tell you, these cars are really cool. So everybody comes, and you can bring your old cars and hang out.
Love
and
it.
Friendlies is a big sponsor of it. I'm also a sponsor of it as well.
Great.
So every Thursday, cruise night, Friendlies, Robbinsville. Okay, I think it starts like 6-ish. Okay, everybody's out there, so it's really cool. I also want to tell you guys about a show that I'm doing this Saturday, and you can also get tickets through Eventbrite for A Night to Remember. Okay, so we've got the Capris. Okay, Michael D'Amore is the lead singer of the Capris. Okay, there's a moon out tonight. All right, we've got Ken Brady from the Casinos, Then You Can Tell Me Goodbye. That's a Hall of Fame song, guys. Come on. We've got Tommy Gooch, comedian. We've got Frankie Sweets on keyboard. This is a show of shows. It's going to be at Cedar Gardens in Hamilton, Saturday night, and tickets are available on Eventbrite, A Night to Remember, where you can get in touch with me and I can help you get tickets, okay? We still have some left. Also, I have to tell you what's happening with me, really cool, incredible stuff. I'm on 5 different networks now.
Wow.
Yes, I'm on
That's
5 different networks now.
awesome.
And I
That
am
is
a
awesome.
nominee
For real?
for
Wow.
Internet International Hall of Famer. I will know. Yeah, I will know in
That's
November if I
tough.
won.
That is
How cool is
so
this?
amazing.
So
Yes.
even to be nominated, but I want to
Yes.
give a shout out to Brother O, DJ Olasky from Beverly Nation. I have a show on there, and he just got notice from Sweden in the middle of the night that he made it in, and he is now Hall of Famer International DJ.
Wow.
Tell me that's not cool. I'm so proud of you, Brother O.
Yes.
That's
Amazing.
unbelievable.
Congratulations.
So a lot of great stuff is happening. So I just have to let everybody out there know all this cool stuff. And again, before we close, I'm going to let them all tell you, like, Instagram accounts. Do you have any of that? Because I know you do, right? So I'm going to let them do that. And hopefully you guys, tonight, 10 p.m. on Beverly Nation. So you can get some information on my Facebook. That show tonight, that's going to be really great. Larry Chance from the Earls. Remember then? He is my guest. Remember that song? Remember.
Okay.
He is my
That's
guest
great.
tonight on Beverly Nation.
That's
Okay, so that's
great.
so cool. But listen, young man, tell everyone about your Instagram, how they can get in touch with you, how you spell your name. Come on.
I don't even remember my own Instagram by heart.
Okay, but tell them how to spell your name then.
How to spell my name? Kristofer.
Okay, and they can find you if they put your name in, right?
No, my Instagram name is not my actual name.
Oh boy. Okay.
What is it? Unactive?
I was hoping.
Nah, I changed
You-
it again.
Oh, okay.
All right. So guys, listen.
Can
Just
I,
go to the Hurt People series. You'll be
at
able
the
to
end
find
of
him.
at the end of the before we close, can I do a few shout outs?
Listen, we're closing now, so do your shout outs.
Shout out to my dad and shout out to my cousin Zir. If he somehow watches this, love you.
I
This is
love
so
it.
great. I love that.
I love
Are you
it.
kidding me?
I love it.
All right, guys. So, thank you.
Thank
What a
you.
great
Thank
show.
you. Yes,
Thank you
I
for
love
this
this show.
opportunity.
So,
This
all
is
the time.
great.
This is beautiful.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So we'll get another date. We'll get you guys back on. You know, you're always welcome.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
this is amazing, and I just want you guys to do incredible.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jerry.
How cool was all this?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Yes.
So-
Blessed wishes to you on your nomination.
Fingers crossed, guys. Come on.
Hey.
Could you imagine that?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Okay, let's
Why
do
not?
it.
Let's-
Yes.
Why not?
Okay.
Right?
Here we
Yes.
go.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. Cut their mics.